So I've got this, which I bought at the beginning of the year, which is a fly fishing kit. It cost £24.99 from Lidl. Everything that I need is in there. So I'm going to get it set up. I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to drive to the Sleekburn fly fishery, and I'm going to see if I can catch some trout for us today. So let's go. I'll see you there. Right, here we are. So I'm going to have to be quiet because there's people all around. I don't want to annoy anybody with me filming. So I'm just trying to do it as discreetly as possible. So I've got the rod set up. I've got a floating fly line on. I've got a little end section which is called the tippet, which is attached with a loop. And the fly I'm going to try first is this little one here. Don't know if you can see that. So I'll give that a bash. I got these flies from John at Sport and Leisure in Blythe. I've just called in for some supplies on the way up, and he's given us these as a little gift to try out. So thank you, John. Really, really appreciate that. So what I'll do is I'll just set the camera up to the side, and I'll basically film myself making a fool of myself trying to fly fish, because I've never done it before. I've just seen fish jumping right in front here. I've never done it before. I've watched a few videos and I'm just watching the guys over there as well. So don't laugh too much. Have a laugh if you want, but you know, within reason. So I'll set you up over here and we'll get fishing. Right. So I know there's a fine art to this, and I probably haven't got it. Not yet. But I shall try my best. So I think what you do is you pull off an amount of line and you just let that drop onto the water, and that's the line that you're going to cast out. So you do that, and what you do is you hold the line with one hand, and yeah, I've already buggered that up. So I've pulled the fly right through to the end of the rod. So I'll just pull that back out. It's all a learning curve. I like to jump in with both feet when it comes to new things. So just, if you're thinking about doing the same, just watch and learn by my mistakes, I guess, is the way to do it. So I'm letting about 7 or 8 foot out, and I'm just going to put it behind and then bring it forwards and backwards and forwards. But I know I'm doing the rod too much there, so I need to go lighter. So just, that's better. It's going out a bit more now. So I'll just let a bit more line off and then try and get, yeah, it's going further, a little bit more. Yeah, it's getting further and further out, and I can see it's just floating on the top. So I'll just try and get a little bit further out. So that's about 20 foot out there. So then what I'll do is I'll just stand right on the end, and I'm just going to try and pull it through the water. And see if any fish go for it. That's it. That's coming together a bit better there. Ah, right, yeah, there's definitely a knack to this. one that'll take time. Right, I've rigged back up again and I'm using this tiny little, I don't know if you can even see that, it's a tiny little grub and that's a sinking fly. See if I can get the hang of this casting. It's not as easy as the proper anglers make it look, I have to say. Yeah, it's much better, much better. Right, that's out where the fish are. There's plenty of fish jumping around. Quite enjoying this. Right, so first impressions, it's not as easy as it looks. It feels quite relaxing and it'll be easier as I get more used to it. I can see what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to put it right, but it's quite difficult to coordinate it. So I'll see if I can do any better this time. I think what I'm doing is I'm letting it hit the water, and I shouldn't be letting it hit the water. I should be casting forward and then bringing it back before it hits the water. I think it's disturbing the water and scaring the fish away. So I need to try and keep it up in the air as it's going backwards and forwards, and then let it land gently on the water. So I'm going to try and do that now. That's better. That was a bit better. I see plenty of fish jumping, but unfortunately none near me at the minute. Oh, there's one just jumped over there. Right, okay. There's a fish just, oh, that was a duck. It's a duck, not a fish. I know what I'm doing. I'm moving the rod too much. That's better. It's too tempting to flick the rod like really hard, and I can see that gentleness is the key here. That's far enough out where the fish were. I'll let that sit on the top for a bit. I guess the aim is to try and make it look like a fly on the top. Oh. I will be absolutely amazed if I catch a fish today. I have managed to catch the camera, so I've managed to hook the tripod, but nothing else at the minute. So what I'm finding is, get some line out there. I'm finding just relaxing is probably the easiest way to do it. So I'm able to keep it up off the water now until I want it to hit the water, and then letting it flick out. So that stops the fish getting spooked, because if you keep letting it hit the water, it's disturbing the top and the fish can see everything that's going on. So it's definitely getting a bit easier for casting. But it hasn't yet resulted in a fish. I've just changed the fly, because one of the guys here recommended just keep trying different stuff. Just if it's not working, 10 minutes, try something different. And that seems to be the key to the fly fishing. So you can see that casting's probably looking a bit smoother to you. I just need the fish to decide that they're hungry and they want to eat whatever's on the end of my line. I've seen a couple of fish closer in as well, almost like swam past us. I think they were probably just like swimming by to have a look and see what the hell was going on. But there's fish jumping right out in the middle. So obviously there's fish here because it's a stocked lake. Come on, fish. I just need one little fish and I'll be happy. I'll shout quietly, wish for a fish. It seems to be the less... Here's me with me expert advice and then just suddenly get caught in the tree, which is behind us. Oh, yeah, the less you move your arm and just move your wrist, it seems to work better. But there's a bush behind, so it's difficult to stay out of it. Right, there must be hundreds of flies stuck in the bush from people over the years. I would imagine they'll go around and pull them all out. Right, where was I? So the less you, like the easier you go on the rod, you're not like forcing it out, you're just flicking it and the line just seems to float. Most of the fish are out in the middle. Some of them are going mad out there, like flying across the top of the water, chasing insects and flies and things. There doesn't seem to be much on the outer edges, unfortunately. Not today in any case. It seems to be almost the harder you flick it, the less distance it goes. It's a really strange way of fishing. All the weight is in the line. You have a very, very light, I think it's a 6 pound leader that I've got on. But apparently as you get more experience, you'll go lighter than that. That's why the rod is so flexible. It takes up all of the shock and all of the strain, rather than using heavy lines which would spook the fish. You go as light as you can. I'm just waiting for a fish to cruise past and then I'll target it. So I booked in for 4 hours, which was I think £15–16, and just as well because I've probably spent over half the time untangling the line, tying on new flies, and generally just trying to get to grips with it. I would liken it to learning to play the guitar. It's very tricky, almost feels impossible when you first start, but like most things that you're learning, you've got to stick with it, and the more experienced you become, the easier it gets. The easier it gets, the more you'll start to enjoy it. And when I was learning to play guitar, it was really frustrating. You're trying to put your fingers in weird positions on the fretboard and it feels like you're not getting anywhere for ages, but you keep plugging away at it, and eventually it all comes together. I mean, I'm certainly not going to walk away from here an expert on fly fishing, but I will say that I know I can feel it. I can feel there's a huge difference in the casting that I'm doing. to what it was when I first got here. Oh, there's a couple of fish. Some fish just down here. Just swam past me fly. They've swum off. They've just headed down that way. They came right up to the fly though. That's the closest I've been today. Yeah, they're heading down towards him. There's a guy fishing just down to the left of us now. I can see the fish just cruising along the top of the water. That's a good sign. Maybe they might be coming on now. I can see fish just breaking the surface and kind of cruising around just out of reach of where I am. Big ones as well. And they all seem to be right in the middle. Let's hope they come over this way. So if you've got any tips, if you can see where I'm going wrong, just pop it in the comments. I'll take everything on board. But I'll probably go and get a casting lesson before my next session. I think that would be a wise thing to do. I think that'll certainly improve my chances. But I have to say I'm impressed with this little setup. It's not a bad rod. It's a Rock Trail Black Edition Easy Fly 8 foot. And it's a 5 to 6 weight. I certainly do for a beginner. So I guess if you're thinking about trying something like this, just something like this would do. It's certainly been fine for me today. I don't think I would have done any better with a more expensive rod. I think what I would have been better off doing is going for a casting lesson first. But I'm the sort of person that just likes to have a go. It's always more rewarding when you just get something done and you do it yourself. But sometimes you do just need that little bit extra help. So a little bit tuition would be just the ticket. Oh, there's fish just over there. Just next to me fly. That was a rubbish cast. There's fish right just out here. They seem to be coming over a bit. That's typical, isn't it? Just towards the end of my session. There's definitely fish moving closer in. They're probably just coming to have a laugh. Right, come on, fishies. Let's just have one of you. Tiny little one will do. I'll be more than happy. I probably shouldn't be moving my head. I should be doing it by feel, but at the minute I just need to watch the line so I can see. It seems to be working. Certainly getting a better cast than I was when I first got here. You're just watching for ripples on the top all the time. The telltale signs of where the fish are. I'm probably going to be out of time shortly. I shall keep trying till the very last minute. Oh, there's a fish just out there. Come on. Come on. Right next to me fly. Get a bit of action on the fly. Come on. Go for it. Yeah, just kind of tempted. I am very relaxed. It's done exactly what I wanted it to do. Relaxed and stress-free. I've just completely knacked up my leader. Oh, that might be the end of the day, that. It's all just completely... Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the end of the day. That's the leader. The fly's getting stuck on the top. And that's the leader. So there's no way that's going to come out. I'll have to put a new one on. I've only got 5 minutes. It's not going to happen. So I'll finish the day here. Yeah, so that was the first time fly fishing. I've learned a lot. I will learn more when I get a fly fishing lesson, probably off Jim, who is, as you probably know from Sports and Leisure, Tackle in Blythe. He's already offered to give us a little lesson. So Jim, I'll be in touch soon and you can show us exactly where I'm going wrong. I've got the basics, but I need to just improve a bit better, get a little bit more distance, and just a few more tips about how to catch the fish, because they're very crafty. That's one thing I've noticed. So yeah, I'll just show you my rod and reel just while it's set up. So that's the rod, the name of it, and you can see the details on the back as well. But yeah, it's a very nice little rod. Cork handle, it's very nice, nicely balanced, nice eyes on it, and it comes with the fly line, some flies and all the bits and bobs that you need really. So I hope you've enjoyed watching. Sorry it's been a quiet one, sorry there's been no fish, but it's YouTube. You want to see people doing stuff, I'm doing stuff. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. Tight lines, cheers.